Okay, good morning, everyone. It's 5 past, so I'm going to get started now. Welcome to this session for the IMESS program. My name is Sam Kelly, and I work in the admissions office here in the School of Slavonic and East European Studies at UCL, or SSEES as we call it. And this program is the International Masters in Economy, State and Society, which is a 2-year program that we run. And I'm joined here today by Chiara, Amini, who is the program area coordinator. And she's going to give a presentation, kind of giving an outline of this program, after which there'll be some time for you to ask any questions that you might have. It looks like it's a fairly small session today, so if you'd like to have your cameras on and just kind of ask us questions directly, feel free, but also we'll have a chat function, so you can also just pop any questions in the chat as we go along. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Dr. Amini, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, welcome to this open day for IMESS. So I'll first introduce myself. I'm a lecturer here at the School of Slavonic Studies, and I also work for another department, which is the Department for Arts and Science. But I've been at UCL and at SSEES for a while. I've also been a student myself here. I did my PhD at SSEES, so I know all about how it is, what it is like to be a student at SSEES. I've been working on IMESS program for some time. And well versed with all aspects of the program. So let me tell you a little bit about the IMESS. The IMESS, it is a dual degree, meaning that you do 2 years of study. The first year it is at UCL, and the second year it is in one of our partner university. And you select, when you apply for IMESS, you would select your preferred second year destination. The IMESS, it is also characterized by 4 different disciplinary tracks: economics, politics and sociology, international political economy, or history and society. So each track has some specific requirement in terms of admission requirements, but also in terms of the module that you will take. So each track requires students taking a specific module that correspond to the discipline in which you are specializing. However, something really important, and I think something really interesting about IMESS, it is that we really encourage interdisciplinary thinking and research. Hence, irrespective of the track that you select, you can choose a course from one of the other track. So, for example, if you take the economics track, you can take a module from the politics track or from history and society. And this interdisciplinary approach will give you a very holistic understanding of our areas of study, that it is Eastern Europe. So I think this is something really interesting about IMESS. And I'm also, as a researcher, someone that's really embraced interdisciplinary research. I think it's what it is very exciting in academia at the moment, to really join and explore different disciplines. So I would really encourage you to explore modules from other track, if you will, enroll in IMESS. Then something else that it is worth discussing, it is your second year. So we have a number of partner university, Belgrade, Charles University in Prague, Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Helsinki, Tartu, and Corvinus in Budapest. Each university has specific advantages in terms of discipline. So, for example, Corvinus is really strong for economics, and Jagiellonian University has some really good lecturers working around issues of cultures and sociology, for example. So the choice of second year has to be also driven by the track and the interest that you have. Your second year will be structured around taught module, so courses with exam, and a dissertation. And actually, half of the credits that come from your second year will be your dissertation credits. So this is a really important and a really important aspect of the IMS, in the sense that your dissertation counts half of the credits of your second year. So we put a lot of weight on the dissertation, and your dissertation is a much longer piece of work compared to a standard MA dissertation. In fact, a standard MA dissertation has about 10 to 12,000 words, while for an IMS student, the dissertation is about 20 to 25,000 words. So it's a more substantial piece of individual and original research that you will carry out if you start IMS in your second year. So this is a really important aspect of our program. And this is just something that I wanted to highlight. Then there are specific rules with regards to progression from the first year to the second year, in the sense that you need to pass a certain number of modules in order to progress to your second year. So a similar rule to what you would have for a BA. Yeah, this is a 2-year master program that requires you to take a specific modules, and in order to progress from your first year to your second year, you need to pass a certain amount of module, which is most module. Yeah, so there is a progression rule, and hopefully that won't be an issue for you if you start on our program. And once you progress to your second year, you will focus on, as I said earlier on, taught courses and dissertation. I have to say that even when you are a student in one of our partner university, then you will remain a student at UCL, and hence you will have access to email and online resources. And of course, you will still have staff at UCL, for example, like myself, that will be available to offer guidance for your study and support you when needed. But as a second year MS student, you will be mainly taught and supervised in our second year university. Once you finish the degree, you will receive a double degree. So a degree from UCL, which is the IMS degree on the track that you would have selected. And also you would have received the degree from the partner university. So this is a double degree. And it is worth mentioning that the IMS, it is designed to be a 2-year program. So you cannot exit the program after the first year and gain a master. So this is really, really important and it's essential that you understand this. So once you terminate your first year, you will progress to the second year, hopefully. But that first year would not be a way to go straight into a 1-year MA at UCL. Yeah. So if you start at IMS, you have to think that you're starting a 2-year program, and not something that after 1 year gives you the possibility of gaining a IMS, a MMA degree, because the first year you are taking a number of taught modules and you are not doing any dissertation. And to have an MA, you need to have a dissertation. So just think that there's a 1-year MA and an IMS, they are two different postgraduate courses. Yeah. And hence you should see the IMS entirely as a 2-year degree, that it is interdisciplinary, and also as a degree that places a lot of emphasis on research, and hence your final dissertation or thesis, it is a substantial piece of work, much longer than a standard MA, but they would give you different set of skills compared to doing a standard MA. So you will have more experience as a researcher. And we have a lot of IMS students that progress on to PhD and use their dissertation as a starting point for going into academia. I'm not saying that the only route from IMS is into academia, because we have students doing all sort of things, yeah. But keep in mind that you will do a piece of work that it will be much more heavy on the research side. And yeah, I think this is all I wanted to say. So brief presentation and maybe more a chance for you to ask question. So I'm ready to take any question that you might have.
Yeah, thank you, Chiara. That was a really good overview of the program. So I hope that was useful for everybody. Yeah, as I said before, very welcome to kind of ask us questions directly, cameras on, but also if you just want to put stuff in the chat, then I can read them out and then we can go from there.
Hi, Chiara, thank you very much for that. I'm in the process of trying to decide whether to do an MRes or potentially the IMESS two-year course, looking to go on to do sort of MPhil PhD, having worked in the area for the last 25 years and having done a master's actually at SSEES a long time ago. For obvious reasons, there's no longer the second year out in St. Petersburg. Is there any intention of sort of coupling up with a university that is in the former Soviet space, other than Tartu, somewhere which is predominantly Russian speaking, for example?
At the moment, we are discussing the possibility of enlarging the consortium and adding other universities. So yes, we are looking into it, but it is not something that is going to happen anytime soon, because it is something that it takes time, and there are a lot of legal aspects requiring the UCL management and managements on the other party to agree on being part of the consortium. So it is usually something that takes quite a few years from being involved in this consortium for a while. I don't see this as happening anytime soon. We are looking into it because yes, we would like to do that, but it's not so straightforward. So it's not going to be an option for next year. Welcome. Any other question?
Yes. Hi, thank you very much for your presentation. I wanted to know whether you mentioned that there are different specific requirements for each, program out of the 4 programs, and I wanted to know more, maybe in particular, what those requirements are. If it's like a different bachelor degree, like economics for going into economy, or what? Thank you.
Yes, that is correct. So then someone can correct me or add on to this point, as it takes care of admission. But if you want to go into the economics and business track, you need to have taken some economics in your degree. You don't necessarily need to have a BA in economics. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but you need to have taken some courses in economics, and we really recommend this, and it's actually compulsory. So for politics and history and society, then I think we are more flexible with regards to admission criteria.
Yes, because, sorry, my question is, I'm studying history and I was interested into the politics and the security one. And, would the history bachelor be, a good enough for?
I believe so. Samuel, do you know?
Yes, I think that is correct. Yes, so for the 2 that involve economics, so that's the economics and business track and the politics and international economy, we do require, as Chiara said, not necessarily a bachelor in economics, but we do require evidence that you studied macro and microeconomics. And I think I can check that, I think quantitative methods as well, just because, yeah, obviously that level is, if you don't have that kind of grounding, then it would be difficult to catch that up. But no, the history track doesn't require that. So I think, yeah, obviously a history undergraduate degree is a good grounding for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Any other question? Okay, so Esther, I currently study Russian, and I was wondering if there's the option to study more than one language. To continue study Russian alongside the language relevant for the second year, or this is not recommended. So the IMS has specific requirements in terms of courses that you take, and you will take 60 ECTS credit in year 1 and 60 ECTS credit in year 2. And out of this 120 ECTS credits, 12 needs to come from language courses that you take in either year 1 or year 2. And you would need to take all of your 12 ECTS credits from language either in year 1 or in year 2. And it is your choice whether you do this at UCL or in your second year, and you can study Russian here or in the second year university, but we would not recommend taking half 6 ETS credit of one language and 6 of another one. Also, if you take 12 ECTS credits, say, for example, in year 1 at UCL, you will not be able to take any more language credits in your second year. What you can do in your second year or at UCL, you can ask for the possibility to audit a language class from of a language that you're not taking the exam, and that would have to be agreed with the lecturer. So if you're really interested, I don't know, in Serbian, and you want to sit in the Serbian classes just to get some knowledge of Serbian, then you might be able to do that. But you cannot take more than a set amount of credits from language courses. Does that answer the question? Okay, great.
Does anyone sorry, yeah, just to say, does anyone have any further questions? Feel free, even if it's just more of a kind of broader chat. If there's not anything specific, we'll be here. So yeah, feel free.
So maybe I'll say a little bit more about the different track. As I said, we had 4 different tracks: economics, politics, international economy, and history and society. If you're interested in IMESS, and hopefully you are, I would recommend that you look at the IMESS course handbook on our website to check the courses that you need to take in each track. And that would give you a very good idea of what you're going to study, because each track has a selection of courses that are compulsory, so that you need to take, and a selection of courses that are optional. Within this optional module, as I mentioned at the beginning, you can also choose a module from a different track. So, for example, if you take economics, you can take a course from or a module from politics, for example. But it is important that you gain an understanding of what we require in terms of compulsory module. So we cannot change the compulsory module. You can change the type of optional modules, but if you take, for example, the economics track, you will need to take quantitative methods and advanced quantitative method. That it is a requirement that we cannot change. And moreover, note that the core modules, so those that you must take, are also modules that we call are non-condonable. So modules that you cannot fail in order to progress. For what concern modules that are optional, you can fail a module and progress to the second year. but that is not the case for a core module. For example, just going back to the point I just made, if you take the economics track, you must take quantitative method and advanced quantitative method, and you must pass this module in order to progress to your second year. This is just something important, but do have a look at all the modules requirements for the different track. The idea of having core module, it is that we require students to have some basic understanding of methodological issues that are key to the discipline that you would study. So for economics, you would need to take quantitative training. For those of you that are on the politics track, you have a selection of methodological courses that are more qualitative. And for example, if you are going to do the politics and sociology track, I teach a methodology course in the second term, which is qualitative methods. And that is a very popular choice for those of you who are taking who or will take the politics and sociology track. That is not the only methodology option. There is another course that you can take, but all of you will need to have some basic training in relevant methodologies. The same apply to history. So very good idea, I think, before applying, just to take a look at the different track and see the model options for each track. Do you have any question about this? No?
Okay, should we I'll give it a minute or two more, and then we can. Oh, sorry, was that? No. Yeah, we'll give it a minute or two more. And if you have any sort of more questions that you think of subsequently, then you're very welcome to email us. I'll just put in the chat. This is the MA admissions email address, which is monitored by myself and my colleagues. So any questions that you have about the program, feel free to drop them in there.
Yes, you can also email me directly as well. Let me just put my email as well. Oh, yeah, my computer is a bit slow. Okay, so that's my email. You can also contact me if you have any question related to academic requirements. So as a program coordinator, I'm mainly in charge of academic related issues to do with IMESS. So that's just something to keep in mind. Hopefully, how likely we are to get our first choice of university for the second year? Okay, so that's a good question. Our partners have put some limit on the number of students that are going to accept. So there will be about 14 places for Helsinki and about 16 places for economics and business student at Charles University. So if you're interested in Helsinki or in Charles University and you're doing economics, it might be a little bit competitive, but it won't be an issue for Tartu, Corvinus, Belgrade, and Jagiellonian. So I don't know what you have in mind and what you're interested in, but the places, the university that have put a limit are Charles University and Helsinki. So we will have to look at if we have too many students applying for those universities, we will need to make a selection on the basis of academic background and merit. So is that the same for history and society? Yes, it is the same for history and society, yes. Welcome. So hi, I can see there's someone who has just joined. I've gone through the key aspects of the program. Do you have anything that you would like to ask, or anyone that wants to ask anything else?
I had a question, another one about like the internships, which I saw on the website. Are they like mandatory during the summer to require to do an internship somewhere, or is it like advice?
Internship are not a requirement, and we do not organize internship, nor our partners. So internship was a key aspect of the second year in Russia. However, Russia is no longer our partner due to current circumstances. So the internship, it is not something that you are required to do, but most of our students, they do internship in the summer. It is up to you, however, to find the internship, but you can do that with the help of UCL Career. UCL has a very good career department that can support you in your search for job, and they can give you relevant advice. So if you do start your postgraduate study at UCL, then you will have the support of the UCL Career Office.
Okay, thank you. Because I saw this list where there were like mentioned some organizations and embassies and other societies, and I was wondering what had some kind of deal with the university that was like kind of intermediate between the student and to find an internship and stuff.
Okay, which one is this? Sorry.
I saw an example like this embassy in Montenegro, or it was like some department of some international. I don't know, curious about it, and I was wondering if there was like a deal already with the university and these organizations for students to go there during an internship, or if...
I'm not sure whether this information it is fully up to date, and it would be better to check this in any case with the UCL Career Department. But the current state of affairs is that students would have to look for our internship. We don't really have anything that as a SSEES we can suggest or we can offer to you. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Any other question? Esther, I was also wondering about the IMESS supplementary questionnaire, how different it is from a personal statement, and is there anything that you look at? Yes, okay. So if you, when you fill in your IMESS questionnaire, there are a few questions that are relevant to our program and are relevant to the region that you are going to study. So what we're looking at, and we do read this application, particularly for what concerns scholarship selection. I actually make the selection for scholarship together with our partner. We're looking for a statement that shows you are aware of what IMESS is about, and you show your interest in our areas of study, and you maybe have an idea of something that you would like to research, that it is again relevant to the program and to our area of study. So in that sense, it is not usually different from a personal statement that you will write for another MA application, but you need to show that you know about our program and you're interested in it, and that you want to do some research that is also relevant to us. So that is, what I can say about the questions. So as you maybe know, when you apply at the end of March, we make a selection of the best applicants, and we award one scholarship per second year university. So there will be one scholarship for Poland, one for Estonia, one for Belgrade, and so on. These scholarships are awarded on the basis of merit, and we look at your grades in your BA, we look at your application, so the supplementary questionnaire, we look at your CV and references, we score all of this information, and the best candidate for each second year university will receive a scholarship, that it is a 2-year scholarship giving covering the fees as well as giving some funds for your living. The scholarship lasts for 2 years, but it is a scholarship that it is only for IMESS. So if you receive the scholarship for IMESS, you cannot then transfer to another degree at SSEES or at UCL and carry the scholarship with you. Yeah, if you are awarded a scholarship for IMESS, it is just for that specific program. Any question?
Just for those, I know we had a couple of people join kind of after the start of the presentation or missed the presentation. This is going to be recorded, this session, and I will be putting it online. So if you did want to catch up on that presentation, we will have that on our YouTube channel and on our website. And also, I think further up in the chat, we've listed our contact details. So if you want to, Scott, you can see how to contact Chiara or the admissions office for any other questions that you might have subsequently. Also, if you're kind of at the moment, you're not sure whether the IMESS is right for you or one of the other postgraduate programs we have, we do have a couple more of these sessions for some of our other program areas next week. So that is on next Tuesday the 6th. We have one for the economics and business track. So the economics and business program area, not the track within IMESS. So these are our programs in comparative economic policy and comparative business economics. So please do come along to that if you're interested in the economic side of things. And we also have on the 7th, we have languages and culture program area. So I'm just going to put a link to, you can see on our website, we have events listed for them so that you can register if you'd like to come along to those. So please do, if you're unsure exactly what it is you'd like to study with us here at SSEES. And yeah, unless anyone else has any other questions, I'll give it a minute or two. And then if not, we can bring this to a close. But thanks very much for everyone for coming along. I hope it was useful for you, and we hope to see an application if you haven't applied already. So. Okay, well, I think might be time to end the session then. So again, yeah, thank you very much for coming. And yeah, best of luck if you've got any studies undergoing currently, best of luck with that. And yeah, look forward to hearing from you all in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for coming and thanks for the question. Yeah, and thanks Saman for hosting the session. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.